Hello, lovely humans. So, just making this video about the XBIZ and AVN events in the US because I was literally halfway through just writing a list of everything that I needed to remember for next time. Like, don't do this, remember to do this, take this, buy this, blah, blah. And figured, you know what, screw it, I may as well just record it in the chances that if anyone I know wants to go or is thinking about going, then it might kind of help out because I was completely clueless before I went. So a lot of these things are just anyone who's attended will be like, well, yeah, duh, but I had no idea beforehand. So, because I literally did not know anybody who'd gone ever. Anyway, so I heard about the events probably about a year ago. So, like, just after they'd happened last year. And just purely because I was just looking for events within the adult industry to attend to try and like network and meet people and learn things and blah blah. And obviously there's nothing in the UK, so I was like, screw it, I'll just fly to America and go over there and see what's what. So the first thing is that XBIZ was in LA, and that was like pretty much all seminars. So all meetings and stuff, and people, I'll make like a whole separate video about this, but it was like genuinely really interesting, and I learned a lot, and I filled up like a whole notebook worth of stuff, and it's great. And some of the people they actually got to speak there, it's like, damn, you've literally got like the best. Anyway, amazing. But you know, beforehand I didn't really fully know the difference between the two events at all in terms of what they actually entailed. So it's like XBiz, very biz, like very business, like everyone's there, like, you know, it's very there's no fans or anything in XBiz. It's just purely just like producers, talent, people who own the companies, people who do hosting, like all of that. They had, you know, like legal firms giving talks there, which was like really interesting. And then AVN is pretty much just Comic-Con for porn. So you've got like all of the fans there like queuing up to see Riley Reid for like fucking 3 hours. Which was great. She's really cute in person, by the way. I was just staring from afar like, but yeah, so the two very, very different things. I'll start with, okay. First point that I wish I knew before going out there is if you are talent, like if you work for, say, ManyVids, MyFreeCams, you do any kind of like streaming, content creation, anything like that, you do not need to buy a ticket for AVN. You do not need to buy a ticket. You do not need to spend 300 quid on a VIP ticket and then realize a week later that you can just go for free. Because that's what I did. And I'm trying to get a refund on the ticket that I bought now, but yeah, I had no idea. So you pretty much just email them, you're like, right, I work for this company, I post stuff on blah blah blah. So I did it with ManyVids, and I was like, well, I'm on ManyVids, and I make content there. They were like, cool, yeah, you have a talent ticket then. I'm like, sweet. So yes, you do not need a ticket if you're talent. Obviously I can't speak for press and like producers and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure, but like if you're a fan, then obviously you do. Yeah, so that's the first thing about AVN. I'm doing this in a really weird order. I'm just like, bleh. So XBiz was first in LA, and then AVN was second in Vegas. One thing though, I left LA like literally the day after. Don't book a flight the day after the fucking awards show. I'm such an idiot. I'm like, nah, it's fine. Like it starts at what, like 7? Like it'll be done by like 11, and I can sleep. It didn't start until like 10, and then I was just like, oh, I can't go to any of the after parties or anything because I have to wake up to fly to Vegas. But yes, I wish I had stayed in LA for the time in between, because there's like a 5-day gap in between XBiz and LA. But yeah, I decided to stay in Vegas for those 4 days, which I regret because I actually had an apartment in LA and could cook my own food. That's another, I'll get on to that point later. Okay, so for AVN, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I'm just buzzed now. I'm like, my eyelashes look good. I'm gonna fucking film some shit. for both of the events, or being out there, especially if you live in the UK and you don't really have many people, like the shooting scene's not very big over here, then I couldn't personally, but if you can, try to arrange shoots before you get out there, because it was a case of, after my first week, I had like a dozen people being, oh, do you want to shoot? And I'm like, well, I'm only here for 4 days and then I fly back to the UK, so... Or alternatively, stay for a bit longer afterwards, so that if you do get, spur of the moment requests when you're out there, then you can actually work with the people that you want to work with. Which leads me on to my next point: get talent tested as soon as you get out there. Like, if you actually want to shoot when you're there and, make content with other people, or try and make content with companies, or whatever you want to do, get talent tested. Get talent tested. Because I didn't really know what the whole... I literally didn't know until 4 days before leaving what the actual situation with talent testing was over there. But there is literally a website, just message me if you need it, where you can book to get it done, and you can get your results within 24 hours. And there are a bunch of clinics all over LA and Vegas and all of that lot. So I only did one shoot when I was out there, and that's only because I'd already, I met this person in the UK. We'd known each other for ages, and I was like, right, well, I've got my tests that are within 30 days, and I haven't shot since, but obviously I haven't done any tests since being here. And he was like, well, yeah, that's fine, because he knew that I hadn't been shooting or anything. But yeah, because there were a good few occasions where it was kind of like, oh yeah, we can shoot tomorrow. I'm like, it takes like 24 hours to get these test results back, so unless everybody does it like right now, which we can't because we're in a expo or whatever. So it just, if you literally just get them the day that you fly out there, if you're thinking of shooting, then at least you have them and you don't have to think about, because I didn't think I was going to get any requests. I thought I was just going to be meeting people and being like, right, okay, yeah, let's arrange to shoot next time I'm out there. So I wasn't expecting let's just do it tomorrow kind of thing. So obviously, if I knew that in hindsight, I would have got it. I would have looked it up and sorted it sooner. What else? There's loads of things. Back to my... Look at this! I'm sorry. This is me just leaning on a table. It was really scrapey. I have such sensitive skin. Anyway. Right, that can lead me on to something. Right, this is mostly I'm assuming mostly a UK traveling to America thing. Although... I've been to Florida a bunch of times and I've never had this problem before. So it's literally just the hotels in LA and Vegas. Get a fucking humidifier. Oh my God, my nostrils have never been drier in my whole life. Oh, the bogies were insane. I'm like, I don't even have a cold. And my nose is just like, I had to moisturize inside my nostrils. I shit you not. I'm there like in between things, just like putting moisturizer up my nose. It's so bad. And then everyone's like, yeah, you need to get just like a portable humidifier. I'm like, cool, bit late now, but thanks. So definitely doing that next time. Yeah, back to the food thing. I was in an apartment in LA, and that was great because there was a like Food for Less place down the road that's like mini Walmart. So, and because we had a fridge and a kettle and a stove and everything, it was fab. It just made spag bowl and salad and blah blah. So that was great. New to LA, Vegas even, this is going to make me sound so horrifically British, but they don't have kettles in the hotel rooms. Like, obviously, in the UK, you got, like, kettle and hairdryer are mandatory. Even things like ironing boards are not as mandatory as a kettle, and usually free tea bags and whatever. But I brought my own tea. I brought a lot of like green tea bags and decaf tea bags and blah blah, and they didn't have a kettle, and I was like, fuck my life. So I literally just had to get hot water from Starbucks and make my own tea in a Starbucks cup every day to try and be cheap. So yeah, they don't have kettles. But also the general, there are a lot of restaurants, but everything's proper restaurant food. Like you kind of have in Bristol, because we've got a lot of like vegan places and healthy places and blah blah blah. Even if you're in the middle of town, you can still go and get something healthy for dinner. But I ended up going to the same restaurant 4 times because it was the only place that did decent salad. And I don't even fucking eat salad. Like, I'm not a healthy person generally, but there's only so many, like, donuts and just, like... Either that or it was just spending a lot of money for it when I didn't really... I was like, I'm already so over budget by the time that I was even halfway through Vegas that I was like, I'm just going to eat Panda Express because it's cheap. But yeah, trying to find fruit. Fuck me. Like, I had to walk for, 25 minutes to find a Walgreens that had, like, one apple, like, one kind of apple, and that was it. I was like, fuck. Not even for, like, I don't want to be healthy, but I'm like, if I'm not getting much sleep and I'm, doing a lot of stuff and stressed out, then I know that I'll get poorly if I don't eat really healthy. So if I eat, like, a bunch of fruit and shit, then it makes me feel less poorly. Which totally works. Yeah, so I'll definitely book somewhere in Vegas that has at least just like a fridge and a kettle, not necessarily the whole apartment, but even so that I could have food somewhere and then take the leftovers and put it in the fridge, because there were a couple of days when I went to restaurants and I'm like, I can't eat this, like, I'll eat like a quarter of it and be like, great, now I've got 3/4 of this that if I just leave it out in my room it's gonna go gross. I need somewhere to put it. But yes, anyway. Next thing. Don't fucking eat at Del Taco. Oh my... I apologize to any people who live in the US and for some reason enjoy Del Taco, but fuck. Like, no. I don't know whether anyone's had, like, imagine when you have school dinners and you have shepherd's pie and, like, the mince that they use in the shepherd's pie, where you're like, did you seriously spend 20p for, like, 1,000 kg of this because it's, like, just dirt, basically. Like, it's not actually mincemeat, it's just, like, grit. Imagine that, but 10 times worse. So I got this, like, naked burrito thing in Del Taco. Well, it's kind of what it was. I was hoping that was what it was going to be like, because I've had them in tortilla in Bristol, and that's really nice. Like, employ me to do promo for tortilla. Give me free burritos, and I'll, like, promo you, because fuck, they're good. But yeah, Del Taco, it's literally, like, a couple of pieces of lettuce, and this just, like, this grit mince. This is just grit. And, like, a little sprinkling of cheese, and then, like, just some chopped tomato. No dressing, like, no salsa, no sauce, no nothing. It was just that. And then, like, 3 tortilla crisps. It was, and this isn't even me being pretentious, it was so bad. It was probably the worst meal I've had in a long time. A long time. Oh, so yeah, don't go to Del Taco. Ever. Yes. More important things now, other than me ranting about Del Taco. Panda Express, on the other hand, I really like, so, which is also really cheap, so just fucking go to Panda Express and stuff. Important things. For XBIZ in particular, if you get business cards and people's contact details, add them to social media and message them the same day. Because it's like, I get it, like, once you had a long day and you're like, right, I've been to, like, God knows how many seminars, and I gotta literally rush home, rush back to the hotel, eat, get ready, go to the after party, come home, pass out, wake up the next day, seminars, like, you literally do not have any downtime. Well, unless you just don't attend the after parties, which to be fair, I didn't for a lot of them, because I was like, I just need to sleep. But yeah, it's got to the point now where I'm home, and I've got some business cards from 2 weeks ago, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue who this person is. Like, did they speak to me? Did I get it off them because I wanted to work with them? Like, so yeah, sort everything the same day, which also ties in nicely to, sorry, I'm in such, like, essay mode right now, and I'm like, which leads me swiftly onto, what was I gonna say? Yeah, making, like, a travel log when you're out there, or actually, like, making, this is how it's going, oh my gosh, I'm on the plane, oh my gosh, I'm in Vegas now, oh my gosh, because I've pretty much had to like kickstart my OnlyFans was pretty much non-existent. And after seeing all the seminars being like, you really need to focus on OnlyFans, I'm like, okay. But yeah, like people like being involved in what you're doing and how your life's going. And I just go into, I'm like stress mode where I'm like, I've got all this stuff to worry about, and if it all goes smoothly, then it'll be great. But then I realize when I get home that I've got 2 weeks worth of pictures and videos that I can't really post all in one go because it's just spammy, and it's like, hey, this was me like 9 days ago, after party. Like, you know, it's kind of, I was okay with it. I was better than I usually am, but yeah, I should have been more on top of like posting things while out there. I just have Don't Eat at Del Taco like glaring at me right now off this list. Yeah, make a travel log. Oh, okay. So here's a really cool thing. Most of the casinos have fucking arcades in them, right? Or at least like both of the ones that I was staying in did. So it's like if you don't have anything to do, say you got like between getting back and having food or blah blah blah, you've got like half an hour to kill. And obviously just going into the casinos and stuff, if you don't really do gambling or don't know how to play poker or anything, then you've just got those machines where you're like, and it's like, which I'm like, I don't mind spending a couple of dollars in one go just to sit there and whatever, but it's boring. It's like, even if you win something, which obviously most of the time you don't, but it's just boring. So I'm there like, this is supposed to be like, whoa, there's so much to do and it's crazy and it's wild. I'm just like, it's just dull. Like, I'm not really a fan of gambling, so it's kind of, I'm not a very risky person. I'm really not. I'm just like, I'll put $1 in this one. I didn't win. Cool, let's go get food. But I did not notice until the last day of staying at Excalibur that they have an arcade downstairs. I was like, if I could have been spending my dollars this whole time on air hockey instead of... So I just played like 6 rounds of air hockey, and it was great. Like, it's amazing. I love arcades. So I'm definitely not gonna spend any money in the casinos next time, and literally just all in the arcades and play like dumb zombie shooting games and stuff. Because it was good, and there was so much as well. It was like a really, really big arcade, considering I did not notice it until the last day. But yeah, that's good. Another thing about Vegas hotels, this has turned into more of like a travel advice thing than XBIZ and AVN, but this is relevant, especially since nobody's going to watch this other than my UK friends, so it's relevant. That they try to upsell you when you arrive, and like I'm like, I should have thought about this in advance, and I should have been like, yeah, that's just something they do. But honestly, it's like I just got off a 11-hour flight, which had like 4 hours of traveling beforehand, and had like a half an hour Uber. I'm completely knackered. I've been up for like 2 days by the time we check in, and it's just like... sorry, my brain just went... Anyway, lots of traveling, lots of stress, blah, 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 in between places. Check into the hotel, and I'm cutting this bit. Cut this bit, because I cocked it out. Oh, my brain was like, hold on. No, I didn't, because that was LA that I had an 11-hour flight before. But it was still a lot of traveling before Vegas. It was still a lot of... I'm just going to keep... Fuck it. It was a lot of traveling before Vegas, in between the two. It wasn't the 11-hour flight, but it was still a lot of traveling before I arrived at the Vegas hotel. The first one, because I stayed in 2. But yeah, so I was like super flustered. I'm like, I literally just want to check in and dump my stuff. I've had no fucking sleep. Like, I'm completely just please. And I get really flustered in those kind of situations when you're like checking into hotels and stuff. It's a flustery situation. I don't like it. I'm just like, okay. So we're checking in, and she effectively, obviously not in this wording, is like, oh, this room's actually shit. Like, you've booked the shittest that you possibly could have in this whole hotel. Oh, but for just $15 a night, you can upgrade to our slightly better ones. And I'm like, I know I should have thought about it. I know I should have been like, right, this is just, but I was so tired, and I was like, for the sake of $15 per night for whatever it was, 3 or 4 nights, I'm like, fuck it, that's fine, just fucking do it, I don't even care. Got to the room and I'm like, yeah, it's exactly the same as what I booked. Or, you know, pretty much has like the exact same things. And like, same size, everything. I'm like, cool, whatever. It was a little bit annoying, but I got over that. But then, second Vegas hotel, same thing. So I clocked it that time. I'd had a lot more sleep. I'd only had like a 20-minute Uber drive. I hadn't actually been, you know, that stressed that day. And I straight up said to her, I'm like, well, this is the room I've booked though. Like on the actual, like I had everything printed off. Oh my God, I took like a massive folder for all my shit that I printed. And she's like, yeah, but that's not actually in the hotel. And I'm like, okay, like it's in the Manor Lodge. So obviously then after reading through like these 5 pages that I printed, and there's like this teeny thing, like this is in the Manor Lodge, but it doesn't say what the Manor Lodge is, which basically means it's like separate to the main hotel. And then also got flustered again because I was like, I don't know what it looks like in those rooms, so it might be completely fine. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not bothered about it being attached to the hotel. But then with this whole spiel, I'm like, fuck it, for the sake of like, $10 a day, fine, fucking upgrade me to the whatever, but oh damn, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you will arrive and they will outright be like, this room is shit. Like, you don't want to stay in this room. You want to upgrade. Like, obviously the upgrade could have been a hell of a lot more. And in that case, I would have argued the point, but at that time I was just I've spent so much money already that $40 is not going to make a difference. Me arguing with you, you fucking bitch. Anyway. Onto a slightly lighter note. Everybody's lovely. Like, not in the hotels. In the XBIZ whole week, and AVN, more so XBIZ, because you do actually get to like speak to people one-on-one, whereas AVN is, if you don't know anyone, you're literally just stuck in a massive crowd, and it's either fans trying to take photos of you or thinking that you're a fan, so it's kind of like weird. But everybody's lovely, like so lovely, and I kind of had this expectation that meeting people who are, I'm so bunged up, I'm sorry. Meeting people that are like super successful in the industry in general and have been for years, like wouldn't speak to me, I guess. I don't know. I'd be like, I'm just a newbie, so I'm just gonna kind of sit in the corner and appreciate people from a distance. But it's the amount of people who I spoke to, and you're just chatting like just like you would with anyone else. You're like, cool, so what do you do? Cool, so what do you do? Until you look down, you're like, damn, you're actually on the fucking poster on the floor. Shout out to Mary Moody. I'm like, shit, your ass is literally on the floor, okay. It's great though. Good picture. But, yeah, everybody's literally so sweet. Like, I met so many people who I'm still in touch with and I'm definitely going to shoot with next time I'm out there. And even people who are based in the UK who are out there for the events, who I'm going to shoot with now in the UK, which is awesome. But no, everyone's just nice. So nice. Because you get, from doing like mainstream modeling and stuff, I've, a couple of the events that I've been to, it's been kind of, like between models especially, it's not overly friendly vibes and it seems quite like competitive. But I think in the whole adult industry, seminars and events, everyone's like, yeah, everybody hates us, so this is like trying to shut us down, so we're all on the same team here, like we need to stick together. And all of the stuff, you know, there are so many like political talks and seminars and about how different like bills and shit are affecting things, which obviously I'm totally out of the loop with because I don't live in California, but it's just really interesting to hear. And yeah, everybody's just so supportive and lovely, and it's just wonderful and lovely. But yes, also with everyone being lovely, you'll get a fuckload of freebies, like especially being talent. You'll get a lot from different sites. So I've got like my AVN hoodie, which is like the comfiest thing ever. I've got all my Pornhub clothes, like my crop top and my leggings, which is also the comfiest thing. Oh, regular clothes that I spend money on are not this comfy, but the freebies are like, Got a bunch of other AVN stuff that I really need to shoot in. And all sorts, just from the companies that are there, from both XBIZ and AVN, you get loads. I mean, loads and loads. I only probably took, actually, like, accepted about half of the freebies, because it genuinely got to the point where after the first, like, after XBIZ and then after the first day of AVN, I'm looking at my pile of stuff and I'm looking at my suitcase and I'm like, this isn't gonna fit. Like, I've got too much stuff, because it was packed when I came, because I had so much stuff with me and like makeup and outfits and shit. But I'm like, I'm not actually gonna have enough space. So I stopped picking stuff up, like, other than really tiny things. I'd be like, oh yeah, thank you, that's cool, I'll have some stickers or whatever. But I just stopped any like t-shirts or bags they were giving out. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, like, I want it, but I can't. And yeah, I ended up having to spend, what was it, $120 because of my case being too heavy on the way back. Worth it though, totally worth it for the freebies. But yeah, that's something to kind of remember when you're picking stuff up, is that you might not be able to take it all back with you depending on how much stuff you actually get, which is awesome. I was blown away by the amount of freebies that there actually were there. But yeah, I feel like there are way more important points that I should be making. Everybody's lovely, everyone's cool, traveling sucks. I'm such a moody old lady with it. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, I love traveling. Oh man, don't get me wrong, I like being in a different place, but the traveling aspect of it, oh, so stressful. I hate it. Like, if I could just teleport there, that'd be totally fine. I get a portal gun, as you can see from my poster in the background. Of course, portal gun. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. Don't eat at Del Taco. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, to summarize, it's sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. No. Everyone's lovely, and it's great. Fuck. No, because you know when you say that you're gonna sneeze and then it doesn't happen. So yeah, definitely going back next year. After knowing all this, gonna get an apartment, or at least somewhere with a fridge and a kettle for both places, get a humidifier, get talent tested as soon as I get out there, actually know what to expect this time. But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking of going, especially based in the UK, because I know it's a hell of a lot more of a big deal because of like travel time, because I know people who live locally, it's like either they're already within driving distance of the events, or it's just like an hour-long flight. But for me, yeah, it was nearly 20 hours of traveling on the way. So just one way, I mean, not like on the way back as well. Woo! So it is stressful, especially if you're not used to traveling that far, but it's worth it. Like, it's so worth it, and so much fun. And don't book your flights back home the day after the awards. Don't stay. I know it's going to cost more to stay there for the Sunday, but stay there for the Sunday. I'm talking to you, myself. Because yeah, I regret that, because I missed like the majority of the AVN awards, actually. Like, I was there for the intro and a couple of the first awards and like did all the mingling beforehand, but because it didn't start until so late, I was like, I've got to wake up at 4 for a flight and it's already 12. I need to. So yeah, but yeah. I don't know how to end this now. I don't even know where I'm going to post this, just like Twitter or something. Just send it to people. But yeah, and I don't know, if you have any questions outside of the very vague and minimal information that I have given, then just message me or whatever on Twitter or on wherever you may have me. And yeah. But it's great, and I had a lot of fun, and it's awesome, and it's great. And oh no, one more thing. It's not as hot as you think it's gonna be. English folk. I'm not even English, but you know what I mean. People who don't live in Cali. I genuinely thought it was going to be hot. Like, I knew it was the winter, but I've been, and I know it's a completely different place, but it's like, I've been to Florida in the winter, and that was fucking boiling still, so I was like, even if it's only half as much as Florida in the winter, I need some summer clothes. But no, I regret, I had like loads of these floaty trousers and crop tops, but I regret that. I was literally wearing my leather jacket and leggings and boots the whole time, because it's not hot. it's beautiful, like the weather's gorgeous, but it's not hot. So, man's not hot. It's not, it's just regular. It's like really nice, still British summer. Not heat wave, but just nice. It's really nice. Everything's really nice. But yeah, I think that's it. So I'll probably end up making another one of these when I think of all the actual important shit that I was supposed to say. But don't eat at Del Taco is the most important thing. Okay. Peace out.